listening. So please, whatever you would like to bring forward, speak it out. Yes?
We had a very nice lady leave a message at the Light Institute thanking you for your knowings on YouTube. And she asked if you would expand upon the conversations of permission and what you resist, you get.
Yes. Well, the first one, of course, I was probably speaking about what my higher self calls the law of permission. And the law of permission is exactly that. How is it that we know when someone or a situation gives us permission to play a role, to interact, to interface in a particular way through our consciousness? When we use our consciousness, then we can have the compassion and the empathy without the falling into the pit, so to speak. But by the same token, acknowledging and honoring a person for being in any situation, but not overstepping our boundaries, so to speak, in terms of pushing someone into what we feel is the appropriate reality. We have many, many realities. Reality is simply whatever version of experience you're having at any moment. And so the law of permission asks for each one to learn the lesson of the angels, which is to not interfere, but to allow someone to offer to you a role or a presence or a place to interact with them in the way that serves their own evolution. Not our idea of someone's evolution or what is best for someone else, but their own. So that's the law of permission, waiting for someone to show you how it is that you can serve. Animals fall into that category. Plants fall into that category. The air and the sky and the water fall into that category. How we interface with all sentient beings, with all energies, in such a way as to not impose, but to serve. And by serving, I'm not talking about some self-righteous biblical concept, Judeo-Christian concept. I'm talking about the joy of recognizing that your presence creates karma, cause and effect, creates a ripple out, and that nothing is demanded of you outside of your presence and your focal point there. That's the law of permission. And the other one was?
What you resist, you get.
Yes. One of the most important messages my higher self gave me. Whatever you resist, that's what you get. And this is very true. And the reason it's true is because when you're resisting, you're focusing on it. And so you're pushing back against it. And so you're caught. You're caught in that snare. And you cannot extricate yourself because your illusion is that you must resist in order to survive. And so you are defining yourself in relationship to something outside you. And so when you do that, of course, that what you get is that dance relation, that connection to that other thing that is not bending perhaps to your will, etc. So what we want to recognize is that that which is not yours, let's say it's a theme, maybe it's a theme of power struggle. If a person is representing that to you and you are resisting or engaging in the power struggle, then you are caught. But if you let go of, I have to show you I'm the most powerful, or I have to reduce your power so I can survive, if we let go of all that, then only that which belongs to us comes towards us. Anything else simply passes through, as if it had nothing to hang on to, nothing to connect to. And so it's very important to, in a very mundane way, to pick your fights, to choose what you want to engage with, and to not bother resisting, truly, because again, even if it's something that you want, if it belongs to you, you're not going to get rid of it. It's going to come back again and again, whether it's a theme or a person or whatever it is. And so the other side of whatever you resist, that's what you get, is where there is no resistance, there is no harm. And so we want to take it to that next level of not resisting and knowing that ultimately, since we are multi-incarnational beings of many, many expressions and faces and bodies, that everything passes through us. And what sticks to us is that which creates the evolution of the soul. Nothing else does. And that's why some people become so obsessed or angered or confused about an experience or something, a situation, whereas others have no relationship to it. So we all attract to us, basically, that which we resist. When we're resisting, it's because we have something to learn there. And so a higher octave of that, again, is to not resist, allow it to flow through, and see what it is. To be able to do that, to have that illumination, we have to come to a place where we truly recognize that our soul is embodied in this body as it has many, many times before, and that we can free ourselves from the anxiety and the fear of survival. If we truly knew that nothing can harm you, that you will always survive, you will more than survive because the soul cannot be touched, then we could begin to come forward rather than pulling back and losing our power by squeezing. We could come forward into the world and offer a gift and offer our wisdom and our presence. And when we do that, very often the illusion we have of something that doesn't like us or that's going to harm us melts in front of us, because all that energy needed was our presence and our love. So often we think it's the opposite, when in reality, if you become the giver, you change the dynamics. And so if you resist, you will continue to learn that lesson until you've let go of resisting. And once you let go of resisting, only that which pertains to you at that moment, not at the beginning of the resistance, but at that moment, will clarify itself or will still be there. And then we can truly say to ourselves, what is the gift? What is the gift of this situation? The moment that your consciousness is saying, what is the gift? You have the power.